needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive, though, but...
He's only 46. Yeah, but he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys.
Putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company. Shopping, spending money, living life. Money made.
Joe Rogan has voiced strong criticism in response to the new revelations about Floyd Mayweather's bankruptcy. He emphasized how even the wealthiest athletes can be brought down by reckless spending. Rogan noted that financial success doesn't justify neglecting responsibilities such as paying taxes, referencing Mayweather's troubles with the IRS. He suggested that unchecked extravagance and poor financial planning ultimately lead to ruin.
All that money to the IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
It's
pay.
neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legal action against Insider Incorporated marks a dramatic shift in his public narrative. At the center of his defamation lawsuit is an article that questions the legitimacy of a massive $42 million real estate deal allegedly involving the boxing superstar. The suit argues that the publication intentionally misrepresented the facts of Mayweather's business dealings, portraying him as dishonest or misleading about his wealth. If genuine, the 62-building acquisition would rank among the largest individual real estate transactions in recent memory. However, the article casts doubt on both the existence of the deal and the financial mechanics behind it, putting Mayweather's credibility on the line. His legal response appears aimed at defending his reputation not only as a sports icon but also as a powerful entrepreneur.
So, I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So, that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
Mayweather's rebuttal centers on what he sees as the article's bias and its omission of what he describes as solid evidence. He claims that his legal team provided Insider Incorporated with ample documentation to verify the legitimacy of his real estate deal, but that this evidence was deliberately ignored in favor of a more sensational story. By pointing out that this is his first lawsuit of this kind against the media, Mayweather underscores the seriousness of the issue. His determination to defend his reputation reflects a broader effort to position himself as a responsible businessman unfairly targeted by reckless journalism.
To build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not going to let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
no, okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami, you were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the end of the year,
Stephen A. Smith's commentary adds further intensity to an already heated controversy. He highlights the lack of transparency surrounding Mayweather's business dealings, suggesting that public perception often fails to reflect reality. While Smith stops short of dismissing Mayweather's lawsuit entirely, he hints that there's more complexity beneath the flashy headlines and staggering dollar amounts. His skepticism arises from the pattern of Mayweather's ventures appearing driven more by image than by sound business fundamentals. The underlying message is that, although Mayweather projects the image of a business mogul, the foundations of his enterprises may not hold up under serious scrutiny. $50 remarks cut deep, highlighting the lack of concrete evidence behind Mayweather's real estate claim. Instead of defending his financial credibility with clear contracts or bank records, Mayweather appears to be relying on legal threats. To critics like 50 Cent, this strategy looks less like a genuine grievance and more like a smokescreen, a power play designed to silence doubters rather than prove the truth. In a culture already skeptical of celebrity wealth narratives, this approach only fuels public suspicion, resonating with audiences increasingly wary of what's hidden behind glamorous facades.
The description where y'all can watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. If that's the case, it's going nowhere, because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. The champ is back, and 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything with that, because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck, showed his real estate business, and people started diving into it. Floyd Mayweather has been defending it, but I just realized he put this $100 million lawsuit in against Business Insider, saying that they have been going at him for a long time now, coming at his family, coming at his team, and saying these derogatory things and defaming him, so he won $100 million. The suit launched in the Southern District of New York names Insider Inc. and reporter Daniel Geiger as defendants. It is centered around reporting by Geiger about real estate deals Mayweather Jr. publicly discussed, including an agreement to buy a 62-building Manhattan apartment portfolio. Geiger reported in late March that there is no evidence that there has been a sale. According to the lawsuit, Geiger embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation categorized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth, but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. It claims that Geiger refused to review documentation proving the deals in question happened, and suggests that there's a racial component to the reporter's work.
Mayweather's demeanor in interviews is often marked by nonchalance, but when questions turn to his finances, that easy confidence gives way to uncertainty. His reluctance to provide clear figures or specifics when addressing bankruptcy rumors only fuels the controversy. Rather than settling the doubts, his evasiveness invites even more speculation. Public figures often depend on perception to uphold their power, and when that image begins to fracture, a lack of transparency only hastens the decline.
So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. That's bankrupt. I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, it would be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. He's been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person. Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that, and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did, or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's his business is going bankrupt, it does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh yeah, his business may be struggling, and you can file for bankruptcy under 13 or 9, chapter 13 or chapter 9, whatever the case may be.
Mayweather's claims of having no tax liabilities directly contradict formal IRS actions against him. Allegations of tax evasion or unpaid balances are serious, especially for someone who prides himself on financial dominance. This contradiction strikes at the core of his personal brand, the image of an untouchable mogul. If even the tax authorities are pursuing him, the myth of his perfect financial control begins to unravel. The IRS filings not only validate critics' concerns but could also trigger deeper investigations into his overall financial stability. The gap between Mayweather's public confidence and the reality of his investments is striking. While real estate is often seen as a path to generational wealth, the details of his supposed $400 million portfolio remain vague. His bold proclamations inspire admiration, but they don't always align with verifiable facts. This widening disconnect raises a critical question. Is Mayweather's empire grounded in solid financial principles, or is it a carefully curated illusion designed to protect the image he has worked so hard to build?
This money made. Aaron Mayweather too. Go money green on him. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. That's what we do. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what we did. I need everybody, all the fighters all around the world. MMA, boxers, follow this man right here. We get the job done. Money man, and y'all know the rest.
Social media has turned into a battleground of competing narratives, and in Mayweather's case, the line between reality and PR spin is growing harder to distinguish. While the lawsuit may be aimed at silencing critics, it has instead sparked even more scrutiny and debate. Fans are now questioning not just the authenticity of his wealth, but also the true purpose behind the legal action. Rather than bringing clarity, the lawsuit has only added layers to the mystery surrounding him.
Apparently, Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate. And that's a lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Zeiger that the $62 billion Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather LLC acquired never actually occurred. Zeiger's report stated there was no evidence of sale. Mayweather's lawsuit that Zeiger refused to review documents of the deal and it was an attempt by Zeiger to publicly he embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism, and not only distorts the truth, it seems driven by the deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. Damn, well, he did not write that. Why would he? Business Insider has provided a statement to my office from
In the ring, Floyd Mayweather's undefeated record and defensive mastery have secured his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats. Outside the sport, however, his recent actions have drawn criticism. His bold claim of owning more than $400 million in real estate quickly fell apart when public records offered no evidence to support it. This revelation has left fans not only skeptical but also disheartened. Many are now left wondering if Mayweather is more intent on preserving an image of immense wealth than on being honest about his true accomplishments.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He's one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management, like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Boy, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
There was a time when Mayweather's financial success seemed as unstoppable as his boxing career. He amassed over $1 billion through blockbuster pay-per-view fights and major sponsorships. But instead of safeguarding that fortune through wise investments, much of his wealth was funneled into extravagant luxuries, fleets of exotic cars, custom private jets, and a lifestyle designed to showcase his opulence at every turn. This relentless pursuit of excess now appears to have come at the expense of long-term financial security. Signs of instability are emerging, casting doubt on the strength of the empire he built. Mayweather's financial trajectory draws striking parallels to that of Mike Tyson, who famously squandered his fortune through reckless spending and poor choices. While their personalities differ, both used wealth as a statement of power, and both allowed the glamour to overshadow the cracks beneath. Mayweather's constant flaunting of luxury eerily mirrors Tyson's path, raising the question of whether he is headed toward the same financial downfall that once claimed another boxing legend.
Money around as always, talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We've seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with the emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada yada yada, it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant, with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you
Concerns about Floyd Mayweather's judgment aren't just coming from critics, they're also being voiced within his own family. Jeff Mayweather, a respected trainer and close relative, has openly shared his confusion over Floyd's erratic financial decisions. His impulsive investments, especially in high-risk real estate ventures, point to a lack of clear strategy. Rather than relying on expert guidance, Floyd appears to be navigating complex financial waters driven more by ego than prudence. This reckless approach raises legitimate questions about how much of his fortune is real and how much is simply illusion. For years, Floyd's fame was fueled as much by his displays of wealth and luxury as by his achievements in the ring. Massive paydays and constant bragging kept him in the public eye. But now, as signs of financial trouble begin to surface, the facade is starting to crumble, and people are finally seeing past the spectacle.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd. We're leaving the club 3, 4 in the morning, and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. We have all the cars follow him, and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.